Hello, friends. Welcome to Gardening Mindfully. I hope you are doing well. Today, I am very excited to share with you one of my very favorite succulent plants. This is the Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora. The Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora, as you can see, is a very unique plant. Just look at the shape of these leaves. Just beautiful. The Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora is very similar to the Kalanchoe luciae, but there are few subtle differences. They both flower. However, the flowers on the Thyrsiflora are more fragrant than the flowers on the luciae. They both have thick, fleshy, paddle-shaped leaves. However, the leaves of the luciae are a bright red, whereas you can see here on the Thyrsiflora that these leaves are more of a chalky green. So you'll see these older leaves are green. However, the younger, not so mature leaves are like a chalky green or a grayish green color. So that's the difference, the major differences between the luciae and the Thyrsiflora. Now the Thyrsiflora, when it gets stressed or it gets a lot of sunlight, it will have like a red tinge on the edge of the leaves. So you'll see the red tinge on the edge of the leaves right there. Okay, but the leaves are green, and then we have some that are grayish green. Another major difference between the luciae and the Thyrsiflora is that the Thyrsiflora has a waxy white coating. So you notice that white coating on the stem there and also on the leaves. That is called an epicutilar wax. It's almost like there is like a flour-like or powdery substance on the leaves and on the stems. And that waxy coating is very important. It protects the plant from sun scorch and also helps to conserve water. So when you're handling your Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora, it's important that that white waxy film or coating stays on the plant. So do not be tempted to wipe or rub that coating off. It is there to protect your plant from sun scorch and also to conserve water. Conserving water is very important because as a succulent, your Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora stores water in the leaves and also in the stems, which means that it's very drought tolerant. Now you'll notice how firm and upright these leaves are. You can tell that this plant is not thirsty, that it has adequate water. When it comes time to water, I also want to look at my leaves. Are my leaves drooping and floppy? So those are signs which will tell us when it's time to water. If you are a current subscriber, thank you so very much for your support. If you are new to the channel or a returning visitor, kindly subscribe, share, and like this video. Here you can clearly see that white waxy coating that's protecting your plant from sun scorch and also helps it to conserve water. You will also notice that the lower leaves on this plant are looking a bit flat and limp. So I'll go ahead and I'll clean up the plant by removing the lower leaves. Now here is another Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora that I have that I'll be potting up shortly. You can clearly see that epicutular waxy coating. You'll also see that red tinge on the edge of that leaf. But look at the shape of these leaves. I'll be potting this plant up in a container, and then we'll come back and talk about how to care and to maintain your Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora plant. I'll be potting it up in this container, which is a glazed terracotta pot, and it has a drainage hole because it has a saucer here for the excess water. So you'll see my drainage hole on the inside. Then I have the saucer for the overflow or the excess water. Even though I'm using this cactus and succulent mix, I can also use my regular potting mix that I use for my other house plants, as long as it's well draining and my container has a drainage hole, it will be fine. So now you can see that I've removed the lower leaves. And what you'll notice here is that I really need to get better at rotating this plant. This area that we're looking at is more exposed. So this part is facing away from the sunlight. And I'll rotate it so you'll see. See how the plant is fuller on this side? This is the side that is facing the sun. And you can also see the red tinge on the edge of the leaves, which tells you these leaves are receiving more sunlight than the other leaves. So when this plant returns to its location, I'll be sure to turn it around. So this side will be facing the sun. When it comes to fertilizing your Thyrsiflora, less is certainly more. You may fertilize your succulents and your Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora in the growing months. Also for temperature, be reminded that your Thyrsiflora is native to Madagascar, so they're not cold hardy. I keep my Thyrsifloras in a container where I can easily keep them outdoors during the growing months. I will bring them back indoors at the first sign of frost because they're not cold hardy. Their cold hardiness zones are 9 to 11. So how do you propagate this plant, you ask? The easiest way is by leaf cuttings, by taking a healthy leaf. Another way is from plantlets. The plant is monocarpic, so the plant will bloom, and when it does, the mother plant will die. But before it does, the mother plant will send off plantlets or little pups, which are individual plants that can be potted up for a brand new plant. So there you have it, the Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora, commonly known as the flapjack or the paddle plant. They make great container plants, they're drought tolerant, and they're very easy to care and to maintain. Besides, look how unique and attractive these leaves are. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have not yet added a Kalanchoe Thyrsiflora to your succulent plant collection, they are not only attractive, They are very easy to care for. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.